Recently, Khamzat CHIMAEV called a bunch of fighters out. He posted this on his Twitter saying, "I'm getting bored. Please Dana White give me Nate Diaz, Jorge Masvidal, Conor McGregor same night. I can smash all these guys. I'm not cocky guy, I'm just confident. I understand if they don't want to fight me." Conor McGregor reacted and posted this on his Twitter saying, "I accept." Mike Tyson on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon said that he could kick Conor McGregor's ass.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, that dude's nuts.
Yeah, but I'm gonna kick his ass anyway.
50 Fights would post this to their Instagram with the caption, "Mike Tyson says he would kick Conor McGregor's ass in a boxing match." It looks like Conor McGregor agreed and liked the post. He also shared the post to his Instagram stories. A 5-round featherweight fight between Zabit Magomedsharipov vs Yair Rodriguez has been targeted to headline a UFC Fight Night card on August 29th. Zabit Magomedsharipov is coming off a unanimous decision win over Calvin Kattar, and Yair Rodriguez is coming off a unanimous decision win over Jeremy Stevens. Piotr Jan reacts to Cody Garbrandt dropping down to the flyweight division. He posted this on his Twitter saying, "That moment when No Chin was walking to take a piss but ended peeing himself. You only bark but don't bite, and now you're running away to the flyweight division. Shut up while I fight contenders who have balls to challenge me." Cody Garbrandt in a recent interview with Brett Okamoto says he wants to fight for the flyweight title next.
I've actually been, vocal about going to 25 for quite some time now. We spoke about it in the past before the Sun-Sal fight. And, I feel like it's great. I'm able to, do it now, early still in my career. I just turned 29. I'm able to go down to 25, challenge and win that title there, and then go back up to 135 pounds and compete with the best of them there. So I feel like at a time of my life and my career, it's very pivotal for me to make this, transition into flyweight and bantamweight. I don't think a lot of the flyweight guys can come up to the bantamweight and compete at the elite level that I am. So I'm very blessed I'm able to do that. And yeah, hopefully I get this shot against Figueiredo, whatever his name is. Great guy. I think that he's, a tough competitor. I just think I'm just way more skillful than him, and excited for the challenge at Task. And hopefully we'll get it done and I can get in the octagon before this year's up again. Right now, I just got done working out, 145 pounds. So 20 pounds over, that's very doable. I don't cut weight to 135 pounds. I watch my weight the week of the fight. And so it's a lot of these guys are, cutting to flyweight, walk around this weight. So it's the same. I can, be very dangerous there and at 135 pounds. Like I said, I would love to go and, snatch the 125 pound belt and go up and fight, Peter Yan if he's the champion after I grab this belt in November. I think that honestly, it'll help me just be more hyper focused on training, my regimen, my routine, my eating. So I feel like it's only going to benefit and help me out to, stay focused on, okay, here's another task to get down to 125 pounds and compete there, win this title, and then we'll figure out the rest from there. Whether we'll stay and defend it and be able to bounce up to 35. Obviously, man, if you're able to become a 2-division weight world champion, it's not many are world champions in their life or their career. I have the opportunity to do this, and I'm chasing greatness. I'm on a mission, and I've had the world championship tied around my waist before. I know what that feeling is. I know that I'm capable of doing it again at both weight classes.
Michael Bisping on the Believe in Me podcast speaks on how he would have felt if he didn't win a UFC belt in his fighting career.
Do you know what? Funnily enough, and I hate to turn this to talking about me, but the question was about that. And Rebecca actually, I was talking at Rebecca. Rebecca didn't say this. Led in bed the other night, it kind of dawned on me. And I was like, do you know what? Because a lot of fighters, you see Gustafsson coming out of retirement. A lot of guys come out of retirement, right? Because they still have that itch. Why do they still have that itch? Well, a number of things. Maybe they're not financially secure, and maybe they never achieved what they wanted to achieve. A lot of fighters, they believe they can be champion of the world. Like you, as a comedian, believe you can be a very successful, world famous comedian, right? Fighters believe I can be the champ. I know I fucking got it. And if I didn't win that fight against Luke Rockhold, and if I didn't become the champ, and if I didn't get a couple of big fights and a couple of title defenses and things like that, then my career wouldn't be satisfied. I would not be satisfied with my career, and if my knees weren't fucked and my eye wasn't fucked, I'd still be talking about coming out of retirement. I'd be like, nah, I still got it. I can still do this. But because I did win the belt, because I did beat Luke in that fight, and I had a couple of other big fights as well. I had some big fights at the end of my career. I can rest easy. I did it. I climbed the mountain. I got to the top. I got my fucking prize. And then I got a nice little, you know, things are going well outside of fighting. But if things weren't going well outside of fighting, but first and foremost, had I not have won that belt and achieved the ultimate goal, then yeah, that's what I'd probably be doing right now.
Matt Serra on the UFC Unfiltered podcast speaks on Robert Whittaker's win over Darren Till.
Well, listen, there's always questions when a champion falls and then he has to get back in there, get back on that horse again, back in that cage again.
That's right.
What happens when he locks the door? What happens when they lock him in that cage? What happens his first time back after falling from grace?
Right.
Well, I'll tell you right now what happens with Robert Whittaker. He answers the call, Jimmy. Yeah. He answers the call.
Yes, he does.
I'll tell you.
Para ser o melhor, você tem que treinar com os melhores. Chega aí, Lucas. For you be the best, you need to train with the best coach. No doubt about it. And the sparring, look, everybody wait for a guerra total. São vários sparring, vários, um atrás do outro. Olha o time. Um time enorme, enorme, enorme.
Kenny Florin on the Anakin Florin podcast speaks on Mauricio Shogunhua's win over Antonio Rogerio Nogueira.
Yeah, but you know, you gotta appreciate the gameness, the determination, the heart for these guys to get into camp, to train hard, and go out there and throw down like they did. I didn't expect anything really different from these guys. They might not be moving the same way that they did, you know, from 10, 15 years ago, obviously.
Right.
But man, the heart is still there. The power was still there. They're out there trying to take each other out, and we got a great fight because of it.
How's it, Sonic? Is it good, Cheeto? That's what he's doing for, this is his whole training right here. He doesn't do anything but this. This is where he spends all his time. In here. That's how you win a fight. Right in there.
Marlon Vera on the Luke Thomas show says that Aljamain Sterling deserves the next title shot. He also says that Marlon Vera is a one-round fighter.
There's not even a question. Aljamain Sterling is the #1 challenger, like 100%. 100%. I see Marlon Moraes crying like he KO these two guys, Sterling and Rivera, but I'm like, buddy, against Cejudo, you break. One thing is losing. You know, we all can lose. I don't give a f who you are, how mystic mag you are. You're gonna lose at some point. Marlon Moraes lose by breaking, but just okay. If I can beat you, I'm gonna break. That's when you're losing a fight like that, like when you're beating your opponent and your opponent is taking it and he's coming back to fight, then is when you go game. Then is when you go, let's fucking die. But he just break. He just like, okay, you know, take the belt from me. I give it to you. I can do this. His corner was screaming, your family, your family. That means he breaks all the time. So that's a one-round fighter. You know, that's not good. The #1 challenger is Sterling. Look, I have corners telling me that before, and I don't like that. I'm like, dude, don't tell me about nothing about my family. I already know what I'm fighting. Tell me, move to the right, kick with the left. Like, tell me the real stuff. But when your corner see you losing and bring up your kids, you're somebody that breaks. When one of my corners said that one to me, I'm like, hey, I already know about my family. I got them all tied up in my body. Tell me instructions. Tell me like, hey, sleep, move, push, whatever. But don't tell me like, oh, your kids. I know I'm fighting what I'm fighting for. Tell me what to do. So, and then it doesn't matter about what the corners say. He was broke after the first round, even against Aldo. I thought Aldo got robbed. If you don't KO in the first round, he breaks.